Our lady and our guest speaker today, I'm really fired up about. She lives down in the San Antonio area. Matter of fact, she's had a locksmith business. She was so committed. Listen to what I'm saying. She was so committed to bringing ACN and one of the co-founders to her city that she got Tony Cooper's, and she made a commitment to fill the place up. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. She put her head down and went to work and made it real. She's also made a decision to do something that she'd never done. She stretched herself. So when the last time you did something for the first time? This lady is always on point. She is a regional director. She's on her way to regional vice president, and I guarantee she's probably real close. She's been coached and mentored by the great Dean Torelli and also the great Miss Jocelyn Driscoll. I'm happy to bring her back for the third time. She is a wonderful lady. She is a fireball. Like I say, she's an entrepreneur. Without further ado, Miss Roxann Corralejo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas. I really appreciate that introduction. I love it every time. I want to carry you with me, just introduce me everywhere I go. It's so fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate you, your leadership, your servant leadership, all that you do for your team, not only, but for everybody part of ACN. There are other people I know that are plugging in that has nothing to do with your organization, but they plug into your calls because this leadership and this mentorship is important. And not everybody has it. And it's really important to grow as an entrepreneur. So again, thank you so much. I value you. And I really, really am thankful you guys are inviting me back every single time. It's still nerve-wracking. Eventually I'll get used to it, but I appreciate you. Again, everybody, my name is Roxann Corralejo. I live in San Antonio, Texas, and I am a traditional business owner. Prior to ACN, I say I ran a business, but in reality, the business ran me. That's exactly how business ownership typically works most of the time. The business runs you, and I love what I did. I enjoyed it so much. When I found ACN, or actually ACN found me, I wasn't looking. It wasn't something I was really trying to pursue, but it found me, and I found an opportunity that maybe, hey, I have bills, let's see if this works. It's kind of how it played out for me. But as my business was running me, I loved what I did. I enjoyed my locksmith company. I enjoyed helping people. I have a passion for helping people. I just wasn't feeling fulfilled. I mentioned this last time, is that there has to be more out there. There has to be more I can do, not only for myself, for my family, but for other people. What else is there? And that's what I found in ACN. So slowly, I say slowly, I've grown over the past 4 years. The end of January will be my fourth year celebration with this amazing company, an amazing opportunity. I have reached that position of regional director, but I say slowly because I know I have it in me to be regional vice president by now. I know I have it, but what is keeping me from that? What is keeping me from the work and doing it? And what I call is this start-stop business. We run this business headstrong, and then all of a sudden we take our foot off the gas. And I know that's not just me. I know it happens to a lot of people. And why? Why does that happen? So I want to talk about, and I'm really thankful you shared that this morning, because that's kind of my topic today, is that roller coaster, that emotional roller coaster we hear about in training. We hear, if you guys follow along with me, don't let your highs get too high, exactly, and your lows get too low. Take that kiddie coaster, exactly, because it's going to be even keel. It's going to work out. We talk about that with ACN. But what about life? We already know life happens. It happens to everybody, no matter what it is. Typically, traditionally, the last quarter of every year, it's slow for everybody. They just say, oh, people aren't buying, which is crazy. More people are buying everything this time of year. It's just the fact that you consume yourself with all these things, with parties, kids are on vacation, you have holidays, you have family, all this stuff, that everything else gets kind of pushed to the wayside. Now, if you had a job, you had your job, your 9 to 5, guess what? You're still working 40 hours a week. You're still working your 9 to 5. Why does ACN get that back burner for a month, for 2 months, or however long? It's because no one's forcing us. No one's telling us we have to do that. Well, if you put ACN on the back burner while life is happening, guess what's going to happen to your team? Are you going to want to follow someone that takes a month vacation without even saying anything because they got too busy? Absolutely not. We have to be there for our team every step of the way. So as life happens, it's not only just holiday season, stuff happens in general. In these past 4 years, I know stuff has happened to me and other people that have been a part of this business. And I want to share a little story. I wasn't in ACN at the time, but a little story of what happened to me when I was 20 years old. I had lost my mom. We had lost our father when I was 7. My mom is all we had left. I'm the oldest of 3. So I have 2 younger sisters that are still in high school. When we lost our mom, guess what? I became it. I had to make sure there was a roof over their head. They were fed. I had to make sure things were happening and had to make sure their lives kind of stayed on track. I had to make sure I can do the best I could with senior trips, with prom. It was hard. But as that happened, I had to wake up the next day and I had to go to work. I had that job. I had that 9 to 5. If I had ACN, guess what? I'd have that ability to take that break that I needed to grieve or do whatever I wanted to. But financially, I wouldn't have been able to. So that job is what was able to keep all that going. And so as we continue to grow and we continue to go through this process, when I'm 20 years old, trying to figure out what's next, what to do, how to get back to school, how to get the girls to have their best life, even in the midst of everything, that could have been our story. Our story could have been, oh, those poor girls, those poor kids, they lost their parents. Now what are they going to do? That could have been us. But instead, we let that be a chapter in our lives. We learn from it, we grow from it. And instead of being those poor girls that lost their parents, we became those amazing, strong-willed, very open-minded, strong women that were able to pursue, those strong women that, man, I'm so proud of my younger sisters and what they've been able to accomplish in spite of, you hear Mr. Charlie say it all the time, in spite of our circumstances, in spite of everything that's going on. Everything that's happened these past couple of years, people have lost a lot of loved ones. I have some business partners up in Michigan. I lost track of how many loved ones and close people that they have lost through death. But he's a serial entrepreneur. He has so many other businesses on side of ACN and he's continuing to grow. And he reaches out to me, all righty, Roxann, I'm sorry, I was busy. Let's get back on track. What do we got to do? Who do we got to talk to? How do we move to the next step? He's always involved. So in spite of everything that's happening, are you letting your circumstances become your story? Or are you letting it become a chapter in your story where your story is still yet to be made? So one reason why I want to talk about this roller coaster is because that's personal for me right at this moment. So that happened to me when I was in my 20s, but at this moment, I'm going through it, y'all. And a lot of people in my life do not know this because a lot of my friend likes to tell me all the time that I'm just too personal. I got to stop keeping everything inside. I got to share it with the world. So y'all, I am going through it. I could easily, as an entrepreneur, not do anything. I could easily let ACN go away, but that's not happening. Are you being that person people want to follow? Late last night, I texted Mr. Charlie, all right, we finally got her qualified. We had someone qualified 11:30 p.m. Central Time. I texted him, she's qualified. He's like, great, that's awesome. I don't want to work sometimes. This smile is not stuck and tattooed on my face, but we have to get there. We have to, just like our 9 to 5, show up to work. We have to show up to our ACN business. I have been helping a team who's on this call now, not part of my organization whatsoever. We had 6 IBOs sign up in the last month just in that team, and we had 100 points put in their business in the last month. 100 points, not a part of any of my organization whatsoever. And I've been helping them and mentoring them through this. I could have easily said, they're not my team. I don't have time for this. I have this other stuff I got to take care of, but that didn't happen. So I want to ask you guys, as life is happening, as all this stuff is happening, are you being that person people want to follow? I'm going to say that time and time again. Can you find a way to become your best self? Because it is so easy to walk away and not do anything for a month because ACN allows us to. But don't be that person that allows yourself to. That's what I tell myself every single day. I cannot step down. I cannot focus somewhere else because these people, they are looking forward. They are looking up to me to help them, especially new reps. If they have no idea what they're doing, who's going to help them? And then they're going to fail and not succeed. And that is not why I joined ACN. And I know that is why not a lot of you joined ACN, because of the ability to help other people, see other people grow. That is where I found my passion. I was missing that fulfillment that I found here in ACN, is that ability to see other people grow. Mr. Douglas Soto is in my organization. He is a phenomenal person. And just to see him grow, not only just personally in his speaking ability and be able to run Zooms all this time, but the fact that he's able to grow in different countries, that has been so great to me, is to be able to see someone else's business grow. Not mine, it is mine, I love it. But I am so much more fulfilled by being able to see another person grow, the same way I am with these new investors that are part of another team. They're phenomenal. Being able to see them grow and see them talk to their market, and they're very successful people in their own right outside of ACN. But to see the strides that they're making here is what fulfills me. So please remember, no matter what's happening, life is going to happen. It is not always going to be rainbows, butterflies, and unicorn poop. Stuff is going to hit the fan. Who are you being when that happens? Can you find a way to be that person that you're going to be proud of in the end? Can you find a way that you say, you know what, in spite of everything that happened, I still showed up? And it's not just for reps, it's for customers. I know it's happened to me. I'm going to admit it and throw it out there. I've had customers reach out to me and I've taken some time to get back to them. Hey, Roxann, I need internet. And I'm like, oh, I really just don't want to talk to people right now. I don't want to do this right now. Raise your hand if that's happened to you. Be honest. Don't lie to me. I know I'm not the only one. And then you finally get around to calling them a week later and they say, oh, I thank you, appreciate you so much, but I already got it. Exactly. Yep. Jamar just said, I already have it. That's happened not only with internet, with home security and 8-point service or other services. It's how it happened countless times. But if this was your job, if this was your 9 to 5, your boss was supervising you, what would happen if that happened at your job? Ooh, yeah, Sam says, you're fired, you're done, or at least you get a hand slap or something. You're in trouble. You're in trouble big time. So why not run your ACN business as you would run any other business or your job? A lot of people, like what we shared this morning, man, they are going through it right now. That is the worst way. That person, my goodness, I cannot believe he shared that information to them that way. But they are going through it. It is such a rough time for them, but they have to go out and find something else. And what I always think about is, for someone that has that 9 to 5, for someone that has that job, that is the worst moment. That is their biggest fear of all time, is losing their job. And guess what? It just happened. That's crazy. But as an entrepreneur, as someone that's been an entrepreneur for years, you want to know what my biggest fear is? Having to get a job. Having to go out there, get a job, have a boss, work that 9 to 5. That's my biggest fear. So for them, I'm like, man, just like Mr. Thomas said, they're open for opportunity. We need to talk to them. This could be the blessing for them. Absolutely. Because they don't know any better. They lost their job, but they could be stepping into something better. So as life happens, it's going to happen. It happens all the time. We talk about that roller coaster in business, but think about it in life. It's going to happen. Please do not let yourself, you're allowed to have a bad moment. Don't let yourself have a bad day. And absolutely do not let yourself have a bad season. It's going to happen. You are going to be just fine, as we talked about. And I know that we're on a time. I had a little more to say. I just don't want to go over, even with that video. He's saying, go, go, go. So that's really a lot of my message today, is that I just wanted to share with you guys that I am going through it. But guess what? People can't tell, and you don't know. People don't know unless I were to say something. And that's just me. That's personally who I am. I'm not saying you have to be me. But guess what? If you stop your ACN business, it will die, because people won't follow you. And that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see all your hard work and all your hard effort, because I've done it in the beginning. I said a start-stop business. I would work and I'd get busy and stop working, and then I'd work and then stop working. And your business does fail. If people don't see you going, why are they going to go? You have new reps in the business. They're like, well, if you're not working, why do I have to work? And you're like, no, because you want to be where I'm at. Well, that doesn't work, you guys. You have to help them, show them, walk them through what you had your hand walked through. Everything that we go through in ACN our highs and our lows. It happens in life, but not only to us, but everybody else as well. So I talked about last time to celebrate other people. Make sure, especially right now, we continue to do that. I know Mr. Thomas put out something for you guys to do and said to call, I think it was like 5 people, and just celebrate them, tell you value them, even your customers, your IBOs, just people in your life. And that is so important, because the more you celebrate people, the more you'll realize that it is okay. Stuff happens, but it is going to be okay, because other people are going through other stuff. That's one thing I realized, is that I know that I'm going through it, but other people are going through worse. So what am I really here crying about? Just get up, go to work, and we will overcome it. So again, do not let your situation, what you're going through right now or any time, be your story. I've heard that so much, where people get stuck. They get stuck in what's happened to them. Oh, my parents got divorced. And for 10 years, they were talking about how their parents got divorced. Man, it happens. Get over it. Don't let that be your story. You are the only person that can create your own story. Please close that chapter and continue growing, continue being that person that you can be proud of, other people can be proud of, and be that person other people want to follow. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate you, Mr. Thomas, and all that you do. And really, my entire growth through ACN has been from you guys. The leadership I have been able, and information I've been able to receive over the past 4 years has trumped my entire life of learning. So no matter what happens in life, outside of ACN, inside ACN, this is my home. You guys are my family. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.